We're going to kick things off in this segment with an acquisition for Apple. The company is buying the virtual reality company Spaces in hopes of bringing iPhones and Mac users a whole new experience. Our tech editor, Dan Howley, is with us for more on this. So, Dan, Spaces claims that it helps bridge together virtual reality and video calls. How does it do that, and how big of a boost is this going to be for Apple's portfolio?
Yeah, this is basically a company that had to pivot because of the pandemic. Spaces was kind of a virtual reality experience where you would go in to kind of this virtual reality, basically large scale game. Think of it kind of as laser tag, but with a virtual reality helmet. You would be able to walk through this area that had virtual reality laid over it in game. So the big technology out of it, though, was its ability to kind of take a picture of your face and then put that into virtual reality. Now, when the pandemic came, they pivoted to putting that technology to use within video chat services like Zoom. And so that's really where they had gone. But obviously, that didn't pan out, or Apple managed to see that and think that it was impressive enough to want to scoop them up. So basically, that's where this company is now going. And so Apple has been working on getting proper video scanning of people's faces to work. They obviously have the Memoji, where you take a picture or line your face up, or are able to set up your own kind of Memoji. They have the face tracking with Memoji so that you can make silly faces, and the memes or memos, I guess you would call them. They would basically react to the way your face moves. And I think this is something that Apple is trying to continue to build on their AR and VR cred. We've heard for a while that they're working on some kind of AR or VR headset, perhaps, maybe a pair of glasses, but we haven't seen anything concrete, either as a kind of tech spec or kind of prototype. But this is something, again, that they've managed to work into iPads, iPhones, using this kind of virtual reality and AR experience. So this lines up with what they're trying to do at this point.
Dan, does the 5G iPhone, when it eventually comes out, how will that unlock some of these efforts that Apple's clearly putting on or doing behind the scenes?
So really what 5G is kind of expected to offer is people the ability to stream VR experiences. Now, currently, if you have VR, you have that on your PC, presumably. A lot of times you're tethered to your PC via wires. The same thing with the PlayStation's VR setup. And then there's the smartphone version of VR, where basically you're just using your smartphone as a screen, but the clarity isn't really there as far as the resolution goes. So you need a dedicated headset of your own. And I think that's where you may get something like the Apple's presumed VR headset down the line. As far as the 5G smartphone goes, it could allow people to get access to some of those capabilities, perhaps AR more than anything, and stream them through their smartphone. Right now, when you use something like AR in the iPhone, it's to play games. It's to do things like put an IKEA bench in your home virtually, things like that. So I think that's the current mode. But if we're able to connect it online, we may be able to do things with multiple other users, set up social experiences. And I think that's something that Apple is really trying to move towards.
Hey, Dan, I want to ask you quick about Zoom, because we're talking about video conferencing. They're a big player in that space. They had that outage yesterday. You got a lot of kids going to be going back to school remotely using Zoom. Where do things stand right now?
Yeah, so Zoom says it's back up and running. They said they had an outage for a few hours yesterday, and obviously I'm sure a lot of parents, students in college, and businesses can attest that definitely felt a lot longer than it probably was. But basically, they had said that there was an error with some users authenticating, some users being able to join sessions, and this affected schools across the country, universities across the country, workplaces across the country. They said that that's been resolved now, but as this environment kind of ramps up, where we're seeing more people go back to school, more people getting online using something like Zoom, we may see some of these issues crop up from time to time. It could have been something, having to do with the amount of people jumping on, slowing things down. That's something that happens from time to time. But I think that for Zoom, it just proves how essential of a service it has become so quickly. But the fact that they were able to resolve it, within a day. It wasn't the whole day that it was out. For the East Coast, it really kicked off when people started going online. They're saying around 8:30. So that really seems to be what the kind of genesis was for this, the rush of people hitting the internet for them. But I think it really is something that just speaks to how powerful Zoom has become since the pandemic.